See?
Yes, it's very beautiful.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Can you introduce something about yourself to the audience?
Yeah, sure. My name is Elizabeth. I am 27 years old and I'm from Sydney, Australia.
Australia.
Yeah, you're making me shy now.
I'm making you shy?
Yeah.
How did you meet your first love?
She was my tutor. She was my tutor.
What kind of tutor?
My chemistry tutor.
And so she was teaching you at home about chemistry.
So she was in a trap.
Yeah, she was the trap.
Because the audience won't look at you anymore, but they focus on her.
No, I'm shy because she's pretty.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm gonna blush.
Oh, so have you ever been here living in Vietnam?
I lived here last year for about 9 months. And then I went traveling for a bit and I just got back here almost 3 months ago.
3 months ago.
yeah.
Okay. And what are you doing?
I'm a writer.
Right.
She's just becoming more nice.
And smart. So clever.
When I was living here last year, I actually didn't think that I would come back. And it wasn't until I went home that I felt quite bored and I missed the lifestyle here. So I was only home for maybe a week and I booked a flight and I left and came back.
Oh, and how does your family react to your decision?
It was quite difficult and I think it still is. They're not very happy about it because my parents are refugees. So they fled the country. So for them, it was quite a harsh thing and very confronting for them that they went to Australia to give me a better life, yet I chose to come back here. And I try to help them understand that it's not what it was before. You know, it's very liberal now, it's very modern, but I think it just takes time. Yeah.
Come back to your childhood. Like, since when you recognize that you are not really a girl?
A girl? I think I'm a girl. What?
Girl.
I'm a girl.
Like you realize that you're different with the other girls.
It's very interesting. I never actually felt different to the other girls because I've always been very feminine growing up. But in terms of being a lesbian, I realized probably I was certain when I was 18. But I had my first girlfriend when I was 16. But I never felt different. Like, yeah. It was very interesting. It was a strange journey.
But you never crushed on a boy before?
I actually had it was like a childhood crush. I was 12 and I had a boyfriend already, and he was my first kiss. And I was with him all through until I was 16. But I never went the whole way.
I know.
And
hold hands.
yeah.
Just hold hands.
Yeah, just hold hands, and like I loved him very much. But that's all it was. It never escalated. And then I had my first girlfriend when I was 16. And then and I was like, oh, okay.
This is I
was like, I love this. This is good.
This is the honey.
yeah.
And your first girlfriend, did you tell your parents about it?
Actually, I didn't exactly say, like, this is my girlfriend, or I never said, you know, I'm gay. I kind of just brought her home a lot. And then after a while, my parents picked up on it and my brothers picked up on it, and we didn't really talk about it, but everyone was fine. They were very sweet about it. I'm very blessed.
Oh, your mom and dad come from Asia country, right?
Yes, so my dad is Vietnamese and my mom is Chinese.
Your mom and dad didn't react when you have girlfriend?
I think for my mom was very calm. But that's just her approach to everything in life. She's like, do what you have to do. And my dad, I think it would have been a little bit difficult for him, but he never really said anything. But he would drop little moments here and there. He would say stuff like once in a while he'd be like, you know, when you grow up one day and you have a husband, and I'd just say to him, I'm not going to have a husband, Dad. And then he'd remember, he'd be, oh, I forgot you're a lesbian.
Do you think there's a difference between a man coming out and a woman coming out? Is there like different pressures?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I have 3 older brothers. So I can't imagine what it would be like for them if they came out. For my parents, it was just hard for them because I'm their only daughter and I'm like my daddy's little girl, you know? So, but with the boys, I don't know how my parents would manage that.
Yeah.
I think the society accepts lesbianism a little bit more than they would accept like a gay man. But the thing that's difficult for a lesbian person is that people don't take you seriously.
100%. They think it's a joke.
Yeah, they
It's
think
so weird.
I've actually seen some of my friends get real heartaches. Like there's one girl that is full-on lesbian and the other one is just bi-curious.
Yeah.
So she's not really lesbian, but she's acting lesbian to get some attention or something like that.
I completely agree.
Have you ever experienced something like that?
Not myself in particular. I'm very hyper aware of such incidents, like especially when I was a little bit younger, like maybe between 19 and 20. That's when I started realizing a lot of straight girls seek a lot of validation from lesbians, which I find very interesting and a little bit sad. Some people would like want me to say like, oh, you know, do you find me attractive as a friend? And if I didn't feel like I was attracted to them in that way, they would be offended, which I felt was quite strange. You know?
Yeah, like I'm a girl, you must be attracted to me.
Yeah, it's very weird.
No.
Yeah.
I have taste.
I hope I have taste.
I can understand that feeling because being a gay, so the straight boy think that all the gays men like all the straight boys. No.
Yeah.
We're quite picky, sorry.
Yeah, I'm very picky.
Yeah, just because you're lesbian or gay doesn't mean you're gonna like all the girls or all the boys.
Yes. I'm not a predator. Sometimes, but not.
So do you have any special memory when you realized that you are a lesbian when you were young?
When I was young, I'm still young. What are you talking about?
Oh,
Careful. She's spicy.
In terms of good memories or bad memories, or just
both?
Both. I don't really have a lot of poor memories. I can think of one though. I went to a party. I think I was 18 at this point, and I was seeing this girl who had a boyfriend, and I didn't know that she had a boyfriend. And so I went to this party and her boyfriend showed up, and I'd never met this person before, and he had a bucket of water and he poured it on me at this party in front of everyone, and he said, "Get out of here, dyke."
Dyke is a mean word people call to lesbian.
But he's a man.
Yeah, but he found out that I was with his girlfriend. I had only been seeing her for maybe a few weeks, but I think she had told a few people and they told him. So then he came to this party and did that in front of everyone, which was quite traumatic.
How did you deal with that?
I left and I went home crying.
Oh gosh.
And
so rude.
And it was, I think it was 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and my parents were away, and my brother was home, my older brother, and they were very protective of me. And I couldn't get into the house, and my brother opened the door, and he was like, "Where have you been?" He's like, "We've been looking for you." And I was like, "I was at a party," and then I just started crying. And he asked me what had happened, and I told him. And he was just like, "Who is he? I'm gonna break his legs." I was like, "No, it's all right." I was like, "Just calm down, calm down." Yeah, so that was probably one of the few incidents or memories that I have from early on that were negative, but most of them were quite positive.
A little bird told me that you were quite a free bird at some point of your love life, and something about 3 lovers at one time.
Oh God.
I heard something like that. Was there any story like that?
With that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a good girl.
I like strawberries.
I like strawberries and long walks on the beach. No, I've always had very serious relationships. But I'm trying this new thing called casual dating, which used to really terrify me a lot, but I really enjoy it now.
Casual dating, that's like just
dating.
Just going on a date, similar like Tinder?
No, it's so strange. When I moved here, I actually thought that it would be very difficult for me to find queer girls or lesbians or bisexual girls, because when I was living here last year, I lived with my ex-girlfriend. So I didn't go out and I wasn't looking. So I didn't know what the gay scene was like here in Saigon. And so I was just like, I'm just gonna be lonely forever. And then while I was, as soon as I got here, I started going out and meeting people. So it wasn't even through Tinder, just like at parties, at a club. Yeah, they're everywhere.
I know the lesbian community is quite a big community. I'm not going to say why, I know.
I want to know why.
I am just curious how you can manage your time life for dating like 3 girls.
I'm not dating 3 girls. Right now.
Right now. She's not dating 3 girls right now.
But used to?
No, it was just as long as, you know, everyone is aware of what's happening and just agreeing that this is just casual, you know, just hanging out, having fun. But it's not like, you're my girlfriend, you know, it's just, they live their lives, I live my life.
Like, open relationship?
It's not an open relationship because it's not really a relationship. It's just hanging out, having fun.
Hanging out. I like that. So, let's go into a really cool question. I'm bisexual. Because I'm bisexual, I have found a lot of people not taking me seriously. They're always asking me to have threesomes with them.
I can't talk about this. It's so annoying.
So I'm guessing, as a lesbian, do you ever get asked the question, do you want to have a threesome with me?
All of the time.
Right?
It is so frustrating and demoralizing and annoying. I'm a lesbian. I don't understand why someone would still ask me. If other people want to have a threesome, like, that's totally fine. Like,
sure,
go have a threesome. But I have already explicitly told you I'm a lesbian, meaning I do not want to sleep with you and your boyfriend. So
I'm into girls. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Please. But also go away.
So back to your love story.
Love story.
How did you meet your first love?
She was my tutor. She was my tutor.
What kind of tutor?
My chemistry tutor.
So a tutor is like your teacher at home.
Oh, tutor.
And so she was teaching you at home about chemistry.
So she was in a trap.
Yeah, she was the trap.
I was not a trap. So she was straight, and I had never been with a girl before or anything. Yeah, it kind of just happened.
One day you were talking about chemistry, and the next day
we had chemistry.
You had chemistry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good student.
Okay.
I failed that subject.
She failed the subject. I thought you would have done very well since you guys are...
I was distracted.
Oh,
I see.
I see. Do you mind, like, if I ask why did you guys split up?
So many reasons. So I was 16 and she was 23.
Okay,
so
yes.
That's a huge thing. She was studying to be a doctor, and she had to move to another town, which was like an hour away from my house, to finish her degree. And I was just not ready to develop in that way. And I was just young and stupid.
Young, dumb, and full of love.
I was so in love, though. Yes, I was. It took me years to get over her.
How long did it take you to get over your first love?
My first love lasted long, like 4 months.
Then you were over them?
Yeah. Because we broke up, so I just have one chance that I have to forget him. My
first love was such an...
Yeah.
Oh my God, like...
Sorry, you told your boyfriend, all your boyfriend, asshole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm a good person. Well, not all of them. I mean, I was an asshole at some point of the
That's what we were looking for. Let's turn the camera to you.
No. Let's not talk about me. My love life is very crazy.
Yeah, tell me about it, girl.
And at the moment, are you seeing anybody right now, or are you single?
I have been seeing someone for the last few weeks, and I met this girl at a party 3 weeks ago, and instantly it was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And since then we spent pretty much every single day together, and I was like, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to catch any feelings. It's fine.
Famous last words. I'm not gonna get feelings.
Yeah, I'm not going to catch feelings, but I think it's really difficult, especially living in Saigon, is that everyone is an expat. So she actually leaves tomorrow. Yeah.
So the story repeats itself.
And meanwhile, last night I was at her house like crying, like, I'm gonna miss you so much. She was like, I'm gonna miss you too. So it's been a big day.
Wanna give her a shout out? Where?
Hi, babe.
Have you ever tried to date a guy?
Oh, actually, yes. I haven't tried to date a guy. I went on one date with a guy.
Yeah.
So I told you about my first girlfriend.
Yeah.
I was with her for 2 years. And even when I was with her, I didn't realize at the time that I was actually a lesbian. So I thought she was just an exception. And so after we broke up, there was a guy that I worked with, and he was very handsome and very nice, and he was actually one of my friends. After the cooling down period, he asked me out on a date. And it was really lovely. Like, we had so much fun, and we went to his house, and he played me music and sang. Like, it was very romantic. Then we went to the beach and we went swimming in the ocean. He swam up to me and he picked me up and he kissed me, and I was like, and then I had this like, oh no. That's when in my head I was like, you're gay. Like, you're gay. You're gay. I was like, you need to drive me home right now. That's the moment that I realized. Yeah.
I just want to ask you, like, your taste of girl that you like, because you are so sexy, you're smart.
Thank you. I like feminine girls. I don't think I've ever been with a girl who was like a tomboy or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe once. Once I was. That was a mistake. But I like girls who are quite feminine, intelligent, funny, honest.
Yeah.
But I'm also a very sensitive person.
Yeah.
So I like girls who are quite they have to be patient, or else they can't deal with me. Yeah. Usually ethnic girls, so I'll just go through a history of nationalities for you. So my ex-girlfriends have been like Greek, Syrian, Persian, so that Middle Eastern look. The girl that I'm seeing now, she is Nigerian. Honestly, just attractive.
Everybody has that kind of attractiveness to them. Like, when you meet them, you just know, okay, you are my type.
Yeah, yeah. And you should belong with me. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, you need to be mine.
So, what is your opinion about love, true love?
Oh, I'm a very romantic person. When I think about true love, I think about my parents because they are so in love. My mum was only 16 when she met my dad, and she came from quite an affluent family, quite wealthy. And as I mentioned, my dad was quite poor. And so at that time, my grandparents they wouldn't let her see him, they wouldn't let her date him. She starved herself until they let her, and they finally got married. Now they've had my 3 brothers and myself. So they've been together for almost 40 years now, and they're still madly in love. Before the iPhone was invented, they shared one phone because they were never separate.
Whoa, that's so sweet.
Yeah, but now because of Candy Crush, my mum has to have her own phone.
Candy Crush.
And my dad's discovered how to use Facebook, so it's been horrific.
Oh no, dad posts. Dad posts, like that's the next level of dad jokes.
Yeah. So yeah, when I think about true love, I think about my parents and how dedicated they've been to one another, how much sacrifice they've made, but because they are so in love, it's been very difficult for me to date because I compare a lot of my relationships to them. So if I'm with a girl who's just even a little bit kind of like not perfect like my parents, I'm like, nah, you don't love me, because I have a very high expectation.
What's your opinion on true love?
True love is just two people that come together and not cheat on, and spend time together and build the life together. It is true love to me.
I feel similar to that, but For me, it's more about the connection between me and that person.
I mean, I guess everyone has a very different interpretation of what true love is. So like what true love is to me is so different from other people. Like there's monogamy, there's polyamory, there's so much right now. It's not as though one love is better than the other or more sufficient or more satisfying. It's just different. I know lots of couples who are very much madly in love, but they're in open relationships. I actually know a lesbian couple they've been together for, I think, 6 years now, and both of them are actually escorts.
So they work with men a lot. Okay.
It's very interesting. At first I was a bit like, how does that work?
How does that work, right?
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
So can you tell us more about your work?
My work?
As a
writer?
Writer.
It's good. It just requires a lot of discipline, which I lack. And because you have deadlines, which I never follow, which is really bad. Oh, girl, it's so hard. And I'm so lazy sometimes. And you need to be motivated to be able to write. So if you don't write, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
So it's like when I'm like running out of money, then I'm like sitting like, I'm gonna write. But it's interesting and I enjoy it. And living in Vietnam allows me with the flexibility to write. I can go to a coffee shop or I can go to a bar.
I love that.
Are you hitting on me?
No.
Strawberries.
So what kind of thing that you write for?
So I write for a French agency, and I also have some private clients in Sydney that I write for. I do their website content and their blogs and stuff.
Have you ever thought of writing a book?
I have. I really want to write a book, but it's quite the process, and it would require me going home to Sydney because I want to write a book about my dad and his life, and so I have to spend a lot of time with him and be near him so that if I write and I have questions, I can ask him and sit down and feel close to him to like really feel it.
That's because your dad's a refugee, right?
My dad is a refugee, and he grew up quite poor. And he lost his father when he was 11. He took care of the whole family and put a lot on the line and risked his life for myself and my brothers. And, you know, from rags to riches.
Yeah,
Basic.
I love success stories like that.
So can you compare about LGBT community in Australia and Vietnam? What's the difference and things that's similar?
I think the lesbian scene specifically in Australia is more prominent, it's more obvious. You know, there are lesbian nights, lesbian events. So when you go, you just kind of know everyone's a lesbian, you can like take a pic. But here, it's a lot more difficult because when I first arrived, I actually posted on the expats group asking if there are any actual lesbian events. And everyone told me that there isn't such a thing. There are queer events and gay events, but there are no events dedicated to lesbians, which I was quite shocked by. Yeah.
That is shocking, actually, because I have a lot of lesbian friends on my Facebook. So why are they not making events?
Well, I'm thinking about starting one with my friend.
Hey, you should definitely do that.
Yeah.
Do you have any plan for your future?
I want to continue traveling for as long as possible before I settle down. I definitely do want to get married, and I want to have as many kids as possible because I'm obsessed with babies.
And do you like any animals?
I do. I like most animals. This is very strange. I don't like sheep. They freak me out.
Oh, why?
Their eyes freak me out. I don't know what it is. It's their eyes. Even when I think about it, it just makes me feel like, oh.
So, do you have any message for the LGBT people?
I think that something that I've truly believed in, especially since coming out, and I understand that it's not easy for everyone. I had it very easy and I was very lucky in that way. But I think we just need to start making it more normal. If you live in fear or you treat yourself differently, other people are going to start treating you differently. But in Vietnam specifically, because I see that being gay is a taboo still, more so the older generations in Vietnam, to just see that you can still be gay and live a completely normal life. Or just because I'm a lesbian, it doesn't mean that I have to cut off all my hair. You don't have to live by that stereotype. It's just about love and accepting one another for who we are. And that would be my message.
Okay.
Well, it's the end of the show, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. Thuân, did you want to add anything?
I just want to say thank you to you because you are here and share your stories and experience with us and the audiences.
Thank you to both of you guys and the show as well.
Check out our show on YouTube channel MCV Media and Come Out LGBT Vietnam.
And don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel for more awesome videos. Now, thank you and goodbye.